Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 15th. And we're just going to jump right in here, Sag, and we're going to see what is going on for you at this time. And that'll be that. So you have these two forces kicking it off here. You know, I do feel a little bit of that, like stuck in the quicksand, stuck in the mud type of energy that you're kicking it off with here. I wouldn't say this is a bad thing because, again, look, you have the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands, and the Fool, even better. So this gives me the vibes of, and that's crazy, you're like the third or fourth sign, I kid you not, that has ended with the Ace of Pentacles. So that is pretty interesting, but I'm just going to pull these two first cards together. Again, you have the Four Cups in your current general energies and the Four Pentacles as your crossing energy. Plain and simple, this gives me quicksand, stuck in the mud type of energy. I feel some of you feel as if you're stuck in the same place that you have been. Four Cups is experiencing a few, maybe one or two disappointments after another. So you've experienced some disappointments. And I would say that this Four of Pentacles is saying that you just feel like things are going to be the same forever. Four of Pentacles, sometimes I feel, just says that a person I'm reading for feels that things are just never going to change. So you're hoping for change here, Sagittarius, and that's really all I get. Next, in the area of your thoughts, you have the Ace of Cups. Love it, because at least you're thinking about fulfillment. And it's pretty funny because I'm pretty sure in the August mid-monthly readings that I was talking about how pretty much everyone has had these cards of at least their thoughts being in the right place, which I think is a good thing. It's like if your thoughts are at least going in the right direction, then that probably says that things will be going well for you. And the Ace of Cups is about thinking about fulfillment. So I feel if you can kind of maintain your focus on things that fulfill you, things that bring you desire, joy, happiness, all that other good stuff, then that's exactly what you will be receiving. Some of you could also be thinking about love here as well. It kind of is striking me as something that is more just having the desire. Like, I feel like you're feeling desire, wanting to feel desired, wanting desire in your life, and I'm referring to love here. In your foundation, you have the Emperor. The Emperor really tells me that you're ready to go, you're ready to take action, you're ready to make some moves, which I definitely feel in this reading. If you look at this right here, Emperor, Queen of Wands, the Fool, that is being bold, being assertive, making some moves if I haven't ever seen it. So you are clearly ready to make some moves. In your past position, this is the energy you're moving past. You have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups can be a knight in shining armor, so some of you could be moving past a past love. But for the most part, the Knight of Cups is dreaming. He is imagining, he's not really dreaming, he's actually imagining what he wants in his future life, and he wants to get started. But he's standing in the desert, and he might feel like nothing will grow, but there's water right here. So if he just plants some seeds in front of that water, they will grow even though he's in the desert. It's interesting that type of message has come up for pretty much everyone over the past couple of months. And I feel intuitively, of course, that it could have to do with like the recession where people maybe think there is no money, which maybe there isn't, but but really I feel there's a lot of opportunity for people that put in the work. So the recession is the desert, but maybe there's some water. Maybe there's something that you can do to get something to grow, even though it seems like there is a lack of all the things that we feel like we need, right? Next, you have the Queen of Wands in your near future. Love it. Queen of Wands is an energy of being brave, being bold, being assertive, doing the things that you want to do. She does the things that bring her joy. She has this sunflower right here, and sunflowers represent the sun in the tarot, so she does things that bring her joy, happiness, enlightenment. She also has this black cat here. The black cat in the times of tarot was considered unlucky, and the black cat with her, it really just represents the fact that she just doesn't care what people think. That's the whole point. She has a black cat because she likes the black cat. She does things because she wants to do them, not because of what everybody else wants. And that message has been coming up, not exactly like that, but similar messages to that have been coming up for pretty much everyone. I feel the universe is trying to make us all more independent in a certain way. And maybe it's just our thinking, our independent thinking. That does not mean you're going to be alone. That's not the type of independence that I'm talking about here. I'm just talking about just being independent thinkers, being independent to live our lives how we want to, whatever the case may be. Over the next few months, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is like the wounded warrior. He is also all about not giving up. It is a super important time, I personally believe, to not give up. So if you're building something or working on any projects or businesses, if you're working on any relationships that you want to be successful, obviously, don't give up with this energy. I would keep pushing forward. It's also my card of experimentation. And as I've been saying all year, this is an amazing year for experimentation. So if I were you, and I basically am, because to me this is a collective energy, I experiment like crazy. Just look at my channel. And this isn't the only place in my life that I experiment, right? But I've been just experimenting like crazy. And as I've said to everyone, it's like 100 out of all of my ideas don't work. But the one thing that does work every single time I come up with a new idea, where maybe I have to experiment like 100 times, it's like that one thing that does works so well that it makes it totally worth it. So, I'm living proof. Not trying to brag here, but I would experiment as much as you possibly can. Come up with new ideas, research new ideas as well. I feel really passionate about getting people to do the research as well. There's a lot of information that exists. Just look at YouTube. There is an insane amount of information about anything you could possibly imagine. I just think about all the things that I've learned about YouTube from YouTubers who teach about YouTube, right? It's even just over the past month, I've learned so much new stuff. It's insane. And you have the ability to do the same thing here with the Nine of Wands. The other thing is it's one thing to learn it. I think we live in this time right now where the energy in the astrology is just very head energy. And so we need to take those ideas and bring them down to earth. So I practice everything I learn. I try whatever comes up, right? Most of the stuff doesn't work, believe it or not. And you might be saying, Chris, why are you trying things that don't work? Well, I try it, right? When I discover something that works, it works so well that it's totally worth it. So I would be learning and looking for information. The information exists, and it's like, I feel that because of some of the astrology, people aren't taking advantage of the information, right? And that's what we should be doing. But it's kind of like gold, right? You don't just find gold laying around on the side of the road. You have to dig for gold. And I always say you have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold. So that's the time we're in. And people always tell me they're tired or they don't want to put in the work. I'm like, well, things are just going to stay the same. And again, I don't want to, this is tough love tarot with Chris, right? Not love tarot with Chris. So what I would say is, I'm not going to, blow smoke up people's ass and tell them that life is going to be easy right now. But I'm also going to say the people that move the dirt are going to be very successful. So it's worth it. Next in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Page of Wands. I feel you could just be very social. You have the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands. Queen of Wands says you're very attractive at this time, so if you're looking for love, I would definitely get out there with this energy. If you're looking to just have a good time, have fun, meet new people, socialize, join groups, amazing card for doing that. Amazing card for, I'm also getting activity as well. Like if you're working out or if you're planning on going to the gym or playing sports or anything like that, I feel like it could be very beneficial for you. Next in the area of your future feelings, you have the Fool, so you are clearly ready to take the leap of faith. Again, this seems to be a collective energy. It's almost as if everyone has had this card this week, so wouldn't really surprise me if pretty much everyone's just ready to take some sort of leap of faith towards new opportunities. And again, you're like the fourth sign, at least, that has had the Ace of Pentacles as the last card. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity, big new opportunity. Again, something you have to take care of. I have reminded everyone that the Ace of Pentacles is a garden. A garden is something you have to take care of. You have to water it. You have to give it sun. You have to give it fertilizer, all that other good stuff. So I'd make sure that you're giving good energy to the things that you want to see grow in your life with that Ace of Pentacles. It'll just grow more. You'll get more rewards out of the things that you're doing here. So pretty good stuff so far. Let's see what is going on here. This deck is not wanting to spread out today, so sorry, Sag, but let's try that again. With the Four Cups and the Four Pentacles, you have the Four Pentacles, basically the universe saying I meant what I said. I feel like there have been disappointments. It's time. I feel it's time to leave those disappointments behind and open up to, greener pastures. Let's put it that way. With the Ace of Cups, again, same thing, Four Cups. You literally have both cards right there. So it's the universe saying wherever you have been has not been providing fulfillment for you. And it's kind of interesting to think of the Ace of Cups. It is a card of fulfillment, but the Cups cards are a little bit more imaginative, right? And then we have the Ace of Pentacles as your last card, which is actually seeing how things work in your life, bringing things down to earth, planting the seed. That's exactly what I was talking about, you know? I see so many people that, you know, just using that YouTube example, I see so many people who want to start a YouTube channel, but they never get started. They just they just watch videos like those videos I was talking about, but they don't put things into practice. Or when they do try, like I said, some of those things that, you know, they don't work, so they give up too soon. I feel like this is saying you need to take those imaginations and kind of bring them down to earth. With the Emperor, you have the Three of Cups. Definitely a celebration coming in for you. I feel teamwork makes the dream work as always this year. So if you're thinking about doing anything, this could be you working on a team or working together with other people. I feel that could be very beneficial for you. There's some sort of celebration coming in with that Three of Cups. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Two of Swords. Again, Two of Swords is kind of finding a middle ground. It can be a card of being stuck in a stalemate, not making an agreement, not moving forward. So I do feel some of you need to set yourself free with this energy. This could represent just trying something new. She has this new island behind her. Where she is here is where she has always been. She just needs to go somewhere new. I also just feel that this could be a little bit of a stuck energy. And again, I feel your solution is the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, she just does stuff. She's bold and assertive. She's the only Wands court card that doesn't have salamanders on her cloak. Even the Page of Wands, you can see he has lizards, these little salamanders on his cloak. The salamanders in the tarot represent protection from fire. In mythology, the salamander could not be burned by fire. And it basically says that, you know, the other court cards, the other Wands court cards, they are kind of protected from risk, from taking a risk. It's almost as if they can take a risk to start a business and they're protected. Queen of Wands, she doesn't have the protection. She has to rely on her own kind of intuition and her ability to be bold, assertive, and not care what people think. So, you know, that's what I'll say there. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Ten of Pentacles. I'm telling you right now, gold. Ten of Pentacles is literally my card of treasure. I always say that the Ten of Pentacles is kind of like a card of treasure. So I feel like there is treasure. There is something that you could be digging for or creating. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to stay here, like I said, and lie to you and be like, oh, this is going to be super easy. But I want to encourage you because I know how good it feels, right? I know how good it feels. This is why I will never encourage people to do things that are easy. And people are always like, how can you be so mean, right? And I'm always like, well, you know, easy come, easy go, right? I'd rather encourage people to experiment, put in the work, dig for the gold, because when you find it, like, goddamn, does that, as someone who has done it, and I'm not trying to brag here, but I will tell you, I promise you, as someone who has done it, it feels so good. Like when you put the work into something and then you get the reward after putting, you know, trying a bunch of different things. This is why I do it all the time now, is because, you know, again, it's worth it to me and it feels good when you finally are right. So the Ten of Pentacles, I feel, is your reward that is coming in for you. Love it. With the Page of Wands, you have the King of Cups. King of Cups is you kind of watching your emotions. He is sitting in choppy waters, but he is perfectly fine. So I always say, you know, as far as your relationships are concerned, I would definitely be careful of emotions in your relationships. It's like, I know that Mars doesn't go retrograde until the end of October, but as I always say, to me, I would just avoid arguments at all costs in Mars retrograde years. I do avoid arguments at all costs in Mars retrograde years like this year because it never ends well. And, you know, the example I always use is Will Smith. Look at what happened to him when he slapped someone on TV, right? Not a good outcome. So it's like any of those outrage type things in as far as arguments are concerned or fights are concerned in your life are not going to end well with that energy. So I always tell people, like, keep a cool head during these Mars retrograde times, even though the retrograde isn't till the end of October. With the Fool, you have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords could be some sort of separation. I would watch your health for sure. You know, a lot of people have been getting these cards of needing to make sure to stay healthy. I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice, but I would just stay healthy. Do whatever you can to stay healthy. I would also say that if there are any disappointments, these things are temporary. Again, years ago, I had a business failure. I've told the story a million times that for like 3 years, I basically did nothing. And I had a bunch of disappointments during that time trying to start something new. And I got to the point where I just wouldn't try new things because I just was like, oh, that's not going to work anyway. Like I started really, really overthinking things. And the tiniest little failure would totally ruin it wouldn't just ruin a day. It would ruin like a week of time. So I feel that Three of Swords is just saying, just realize that any failures, anything you're trying, these things are temporary. They're not going to last forever. So, you know, use that to move on to the next thing. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the World, accomplishment. Again, you are going to accomplish great things. So I literally feel that you are discovering treasure here in this reading. I want to see what this card is. Here you go. We were talking about imagining things. You have this Imagine card. You kind of manifesting things that you've been imagining about with that Knight of Cups. But like I said, it's one thing to imagine things, and it's another thing to put things into practice and see how things go. So I really feel this reading's pretty simple. I feel like it's Ace of Cups to the Ace of Pentacles. You're going from, imagination to practical, real world creation or something like that. I don't know. I like it. Looks good. So thank you for being here, Sagittarius. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.